And then it continues on how Yishmael will begin to cause tzoros at the end of days. He brings Lu Yishmael Yichya Lefanecha. So it is Lefanecha, I'm sorry about that. And he continues on how the sod of Yishmael comes to Ataina, to the Eibishter, and says, Yishmael was gemalt also, he also had a bris. So why is he not getting reward? So the Eibishter says, because his bris was not complete, it was not at Tomim. It wasn't at 8 days, it was at 13 years. But he should still get schar, the Sar says. He should still get reward for the fact that he ultimately did have a bris of Avram Avinu. So the Eibishter says, okay, I'll give him schar, I'll give him control over Eretz Yisrael. But since his bris is not shleimus, I'll give it a control over Eretz Yisrael when it's still a midbar shmama, when it's desolate. And that's the oy, the vei, the time that he gave Yishmael control over Eretz Yisrael. However, once that time and the reward is paid up, then Eretz Yisrael will go over to control of the Jews. That's what he says here. And then he continues. And that time in the end of days, Yishmael will initiate wars. And he will get, Bnei Edom, he will get involved in these wars. And there'll be 3 types of wars. War on the sea, one on land, and one samuch l'Yerushalayim. A battle that will be close to Yerushalayim. And then he continues and says, V'yimshul eilu aleilu, they will each conquer each other, but Eretz HaKodesh will not be controlled by either of them, not even by Bnei Edom. And then they say, you say that Am Echad, a nation will come and attack Rome, Remi HaRosha, which is the nation of Edom, which is basically the Western world, the Christian Western Roman world. There'll be a battle for 3 months. There'll be casualties, and then the Eibishter will empower the Eden, and Moshiach will come. That's Seif Parsha Va'era that Rabbi Greenglass referred to, and the Rebbe agreed, and the Rebbe added now Seif Parsha Bolok. So I look in Seif Parsha Bolok, and what do we find? Couldn't believe what I read. You could look it up yourself. So what does it say? It says, B'yem Hashishi, on the 6th day, on the 25th day rather, of the 6th month. This refers to El, Chafayel. So what does he say? 3 walls will fall in Rome. And then he continues and says the following. This is the main thing. And there'll be a war between also Yishmael and Rome. That's what's mashma there. That's why the Rebbe writes, say, Parsha Bolok. And then he continues and says like this. He says like this. Yizdazeya aro kadisha memches milin sarchena achad hava be mikdasha umarta choda min tochus ari yizgala. This means the following: that a tunnel, maida, a tunnel from under the earth will be revealed, and from this tunnel will come out a eish chazaka, a strong fire. Lisrei fa'elam, to burn the world. That's what he says here. U'mamayrahi yigdal ono, if I'm reading the Hebrew translation, echad godl ve'elyon. Reading this, it's like often an open prophecy. Exactly that was found. A tunnel, or tunnels, from where a fire of terrorism emerged. And here also he continues that the battles will rage until Mashiach will come, v'yoram keren armei, and Eden will rise and Mashiach will come. So how do you look at these events? First of all, obviously our heart goes out and it's a tragedy, every loss. But in the big picture of things, it's the end story of battles that have been fought from the beginning of time. A battle between Chesed, Gvura, and Teferes has to prevail. And ultimately the Torah that was given to Moshe Rabbeinu and to the Eden by Har Sinai will impact the entire world, including the Notzrim, including Bnei Edom, the Christians, including the Muslims, Bnei Yishmael. That's why the Eibishter asked them if they want to receive the Torah. They asked them if they wanted to receive the Torah. They said no, but ultimately, as the Zohar says, that prepared the way that ultimately they would receive it. And Oz Apech El Amim, and the nations of the world will come to peace. That's the end of the story. And the Rambam says that despite all their misgivings, besides all the negatives, the Hashgacha Protis, the mystery of Hashem's way, that they both paved the way, Natsus, which is Eden, the children of Esav and the children of Yishmael, paved the way to bring Moshiach to the world, Achdus to the world. That's what the Rambam writes at the end of Hilchos Malachim, Perek Yiralef. Except it was censored, so you don't find it except ironically, in Tfus Remi, in the Roman Tfus of the Rambam. So this is a context. Obviously, much more can be said, but I thought it would be very intriguing to read these texts. I want to add one more thing, that there's a Maimet, Tofrei Samaches Koil Dedi, from the Rebbe Rashab, and then Chazer over by the Frierdiker Rebbe in Tofresh Pei Aleph, and then again in Tofshin Tes, published in Tofshin Tes, where he talks about all the empires, and then talks the last Golus will be what? Golus Edom and Golus Yishmael, Netzach and Heid. And he says, Netzach and Heid, Netzach is sheer passion and determination. Heid is sheer Kabbalah Seil. So in Klippa Netzach and Heid is a passion that we see coming from that part of the world, Shtus the Klippa. But it's a passion. It's not mediocre and it's not passive, passionate. And the Tikkun is passion of Gedusha. So the Tikkun to fighting the Klippa of Netzach and Heid, which is respectively Edom and Yishmael, as he speaks in those Maimorim, is the Nitzachon, the Midas HaNitzachon, like he speaks in Bos Legani, the passionate commitment. And Heid, so even though we don't have the Giluyim of Chesed, Gvur, and Teferes, but we have what Anshe Chayal, simple people have, is sheer determination and sheer Kabbalah Seil, Haidah, where we accept our mission, and that is the counter-challenge to the Birur, the refinement of those two Klippas of Edom and Yishmael. This is briefly some of the context of the events going on.